Tell me when.
When?
Okay, so we've made it. We've arrived all in one piece, and it's June 21st. Our flight from Toronto arrived at 12:25. There were only 5 arriving flights today. The flight before us arrived at 11:20, and the flight after us arrived at 1:15. So we were basically the only flight in the airport. I believe our flight was full, except they don't sell the middle seat. So, but I think there was like 100 and something passengers on the plane. So we get off the plane, and you proceed down the ramp like you're going to be walking to immigration like you normally do, except when you get to the bottom of the ramp, they have you sanitize your hands, and then they take your temperature and they write it on a piece of paper. And you can't lose that piece of paper because you're asked for that piece of paper with your temperatures on it at least 3 times. So after you do that, you're put in a line. We had the little girls with us, so luckily we got moved to the front of the line. So you do get a bit of a pass with kids. And you are then interviewed by somebody from the Ministry of Health, and they register you into the system. We needed to have the authorization barcode, so they have to see all of that stuff. I'm sure that will change as time goes on. That process probably took about 25 minutes, but we were a party of 7, so I think a party of 1 or 2 people would probably go through faster. It was pretty seamless. They knew what they were doing. Everybody had tons of PPE on. The Army is there. Everybody is willing to help you. It's very seamless from the time you get off the airplane to the time you leave. I will say it's very seamless. So they interview you. They put you in the system. You have to sign a quarantine, I guess, pledge that you're going to stay in your home for 14 days. Because we're going to be here for longer, they told us that we have to get another test in 14 days. And then after that, you proceed. You have to sanitize your hands again. They spray you with sprayers and all sorts of stuff. And then you get to immigration. Immigration is relatively like normal. The only hiccup is that when we were in Canada, we had to go through the whole process of approval, and they make you fill out the customs form online. However, when we got to immigration and she scanned the barcode, it didn't bring up the customs form, so we had to stop and fill it in on paper. So the immigration process probably took about 25 minutes as well, and I think it could have been a lot faster if we didn't have to put that information back in that we had already inputted into the system. So somewhere there was a glitch. So you leave immigration and you walk through the duty-free area, and you're to the very left of the baggage hall, and they basically call you out, your name out, and they have already on the tables, because you've pre-registered to come onto the island, they already have your test kit in a plastic bag, and it has your names on it, so they just confirm that that's you, and then they take the test kits off to the testing area. Then you go over to this area where they want you to download the Jam COVID app. So before you come, absolutely download the Jam COVID app. You will save yourself a ton of time.
Jam COVID-19.
Yeah, Jam COVID-19 app. It will save you a ton of time. That part was not very well socially distanced. They have a lot of chairs and everybody's kind of crammed trying to figure out the app. They have a lot of people helping, but my advice would be to download the app before you arrive.
Everyone's wearing masks. So.
Everyone is wearing masks, face shields, PPE, gloves. I was super, super impressed. And it just ran very, very seamlessly. So I already had the app, so that was good. You then have to put your code, which is what you get when you're authorized to come onto the island. You have to put that into the app because they're going to track you. So you have to put that in, and then they again ask you to log your temperature. And the person at the desk asked for the temperature as well on the piece of paper, so don't lose it. And then you had to put your temperature in to the app, and every day, and you had to do a video check-in. So every day we're gonna have to do a video check-in where we take our temperatures, we videotape each other taking our temperatures, and then we show the thermometer with the reading on the temperature as the check-in. So we did that Jam COVID-19 app area. then proceeded further down into the baggage hall area and got our bags, which were of course already waiting for us, and through customs, which was super easy. There was no lineup because there were no other flights, and we went through. Then you're put into a line and you're going out. They do distance you, and they only take a certain number of people at a time. I will say we did not take Club MoBay, but there was a group of people who were in Club MoBay, and they moved through that area faster than we did. So if you have Club MoBay on arrivals, I do believe you get a kind of green card pass to the front of the line for some of these things. They did move ahead of us because they had Club MoBay, and also I saw that they pulled out some people who were at Sandals. So I don't know if Sandals is doing the testing in their hotel little lounge, their airport lounge, or what they're doing. I'm not sure, but they did pull out people who were staying at Sandals. But we were local, so we kept going through the line. Then you pass the rental cars, you pass where Ken Smythe is, and they have an area where you put your bags, and they give you a claim ticket so that you can claim your bags after the testing. So you leave all your bags on the carts, and I believe that was all Army people that were running that, and they were all great. Everybody had, their spirits were great, sense of humor was great. I did not want to get tested. I kept telling everybody I was 11, because that is another piece. Children under 12 do not need a swab. So that's a nice piece of information. So our little girls didn't have to have a swab, which made my life a lot easier because I was very nervous about that. Anyhow, you then kind of go around the backside, and the testing is actually outside, kind of where those hotel buses would pick you up and take you to your resort. That's where they have the testing set up. And I had a doctor do mine. I think Glenn also had a doctor, and the kids said that they had nurses, but it was all very professional. They take you, they sit you down. Like I said, I was super duper nervous about it. The doctor and I were kind of joking around. He asked me which one I wanted to do first, the throat swab or the nasal. I said, let's do the throat. We did the throat swab. That was super easy. We did the nasal swab. It's uncomfortable. It kind of feels a little bit burny. It's not the most pleasant experience.
It's not that bad.
But it's not that bad in the end. I think I prepared myself for something that was going to be much worse. I will say it is in your nose, a little bit longer than the one in your throat, but it wasn't that bad. And then they give you a ticket. You need the ticket to leave the airport, and they also hand you a package that has all your paperwork. They want you to log your temperatures, and they give you lists of symptoms and people to call and things like that. But I was really impressed. We made it through. It could have been a lot worse. I think I was expecting it to be worse. We stayed together as a family, except for immigration. They did split us up because we were 7, and they don't want 7 people gathered at the desk, which I totally get. So we split up in a group of 4 and a group of 3. And the only glitch was just that we had filled out all the customs forms online, and we had to do it again.
How long was it?
Total time at the airport was about 2.5 hours. The flight landed at 12:25. We were at the villa by 3:30. So, I guess that's the story from now till the 30th, and I'm assuming it will change as more flights. 30th of June. I assume as more flights start coming into the island and more resorts open up, it would change. But
how many flights come in a day right now?
Today was 5 flights, and we were the third flight.
Norm,
yeah,
till the 30th.
Till the 30th. So 5 flights, and we were the third flight. But I can't complain, and they really did do a good job.